Yeah, it's coming through. I see everyone in the chat. Shamgar, Awaban. Everyone all right?
Cool, so shalom. How about Shakta?
Assalam Makini, Halba, Shimi Havashai, Barak A. So yeah, man, we're gonna get into a class, you know what I mean, and it's something that you have to know because if you don't, someone's gonna have it over you, and if you don't have an answer, you're done for, man. And now in today's class, we're gonna get into the epistles, Rome, and all them that like you read about. Why? Because a lot of people think that that with the disciples, they taught non-Israelites. They go, well, look, they was in Rome, and then now what happens automatically in the mind? Rome, white people, and they don't realize that we was there. They don't realize that what I mean. We was in those same regions that you read about in this book. But what comes into their mind, they taught other nations, and we're gonna show you today that that is a lie, man. In the Bible, this is only for Jews, man. And then even the disciples, they only taught Jews. They did not teach no non-Israelite. Nowhere in the Bible are you going to find it, man. And believe me, everyone fights this. Everyone, tries to go, listen, I'm gonna show you in the Bible that it's for all nations, and you can't find it, man. Do you want to know what you need to do? Accept it that listen, this Bible is only for one nation of people. All throughout the Bible, what is the phrase all the time? Israelites, house of Israel, the people of Israel. Why? Because the Bible is an Israelite book. It's all about them. It's all about where they descend from, the wrongs that they done, and what we need to do to make it right, man. The Bible is very direct in who it is written to, and that's something that religion just doesn't want to handle. And now their objective is to make it seem like it's for everyone, and they will do
Cool.
anything to try and make you think that you're wrong. And guess what, man? You are right, man, and it's in the Bible. So what we're gonna do first? We're gonna start off in the Bible first. So it's gonna go into a verse to even show you that the disciples, even they knew that that with the Messiah, his job was to get all of us, not just those that lived in the land, but also the Jews that lived outside the land. You got oh, it's got your head. Okay, all right. No sweat. All right, I just need a verse. It goes. Is he gonna go to those that are scattered abroad? It's in the book of John.
So that if I could,
Yeah,
is it John 11?
yeah. Might be.
Cool.
If not, I'll just look it up in a search engine.
Cool.
All right, Luke.
Yeah, cool. So I think it's so like is it John chapter 11 and verse 49?
I
So I
got
read it.
it. Okay then. Let's read that one.
Cool. Read all the way to 52 as well. So verse 49. One of them named Cephas, being high priest that same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all. Verse 50. Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people.
All right.
And
So now I'll just give you some of the backdrop on this. So now with like these men, they want Yahushua dead. You know what I mean? But he's like, listen, you know what I mean? It seems like as if you like don't understand that you know what I mean in the Bible it's written that one man has to die for us. Read on.
die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
Uh-huh.
Verse 51. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation.
Uh-huh. Read on.
Verse 52. And not for that nation only, but that he also Shlaka, but that also he should gather together in one the children of the Most High that were scattered abroad.
There you go, man. Even at that time, he knew that someone had to die, not only for them, but for the rest of us that were scattered abroad, man.
That's right.
All over the earth, man. Rome, Ephesus, you mean, and wherever we was. But even he knew that, you mean, we was everywhere. And he knew that in the Bible, it was meant to happen that one man would die for us. And not for us only, meaning what? Not only them that lived in the land, but also for the other ones of us that were scattered abroad, man. Other
Right.
Israelites that were scattered abroad. Even this man knew it. So why does it seem like such a big thing when we say that in the epistles that it's not written for everyone? It was written for us that lived in those lands, Rome, Ephesus. What's some other ones?
Uh, um, Corinth.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? We was there. What what they would want you to believe is that these people had to be non-Israelites, man. These
Right.
people, they couldn't have been Israelites because look where they was, and that doesn't mean nothing, man. Even this man right here, he knew that one man had to die, not for them only, but for all of us that was everywhere, man. So why does it seem odd when we say that? Well, it was us that was in Rome, Ephesus, when even according to what we are reading now, they knew that we was scattered abroad, man. We was everywhere. So you know what I mean. So again, it shows how much they don't read in religion. You know what I mean. A lot of people that are religious, they don't read the Bible. In
God.
in a church, there's like, you know what? I'm just gonna sing and dance, man. You know what I mean? What's the famous one? It's the pastor. My pastor said this, but here's the thing: they don't read it for themselves, and that's why with a verse like this, they don't even see it, man. While they're in the church trying to love everyone, the Bible ain't loving everybody, man. The Bible ain't talking about loving everyone. It's all about the Israelites, all about the Jews, man.
Right.
And this man knew that, listen, with him, the king of the Jews, he only died for us in the land and for the rest of us that are scattered abroad, man. You can't get around it. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can say, man. Even this man had the understanding of, listen, it's only for Israelites. So now, hang on a second. If it's for them here, then you know what I mean? When does something else happen then? if it's if it's all about them here, then it's gonna be about that same race at the end, man.
That's right.
Let's get another one. John 11. That one's good, but there's another one in John. Oh man, it's when the disciples ask him, "Where will he go?"
Well, so like it's a no, no,
Where
no.
will he go? Like, will he go to the dispersed abroad? John, I believe it's like 8:35 or something like that, or the chapter before 6:35 or something around that.
Cool. So John chapter 7 and verse 35.
Also in Christ.
Cool. Then said Jesus. Okay. Then said the Jews among themselves,
Now have
whither
in
will
mind.
we go?
So now, what we're reading here is talking about the Israelites, Jews. They said among themselves, meaning they're having a conversation among themselves. They're like, like what's up? Why? Because with Yahushai, a lot of what he said, no one didn't understand any of it. So even among themselves, like, what's he talking about, man? You know what I mean? They didn't even understand what he said. The only people that did was his disciples. Read on.
Cool. That we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Now, hang on now. They're asking, So now, where is he going to go? Is he going to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles? So now, even they knew that we was dispersed among who? Other dispersed among other nationalities.
Right.
They knew. Now, why does it seem odd when now in the epistles he's writing unto them? When now in the same book they knew that we was everywhere, and
Right.
and and now it's like, if you say that, you're racist. Come on, it don't make sense. You know what I mean? With the apostles, they was in Rome, and what does that mean? I'm in England, and guess what? I'm a Jew, man, in England. So you know what I
Right.
mean? What's the whole big thing then, man? Read on.
And teach the Gentiles,
Teach the who?
and teach the Gentiles.
The Gentiles. And let me tell you something. With that verse right there, if you look it up in a lexicon, you'll find the word Hellenist, and that means it's a Jew who was following the Greek way of life.
Right.
So now, even in this verse right here, it's letting you know that, you know what I mean, he wasn't going to go to everyone. He was only going to go to who? Jews, man, among the other nationalities, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But so now, you know what I mean? Now that we understand that, or Saki, you're gonna get that in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Hellenist, yeah. So okay, in that verse, I explained it, but we're gonna get it out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. So if someone thinks, listen, that is nonsense, man, then you know what I mean. Let's read a Zondervan Bible Dictionary to show you the definition of the word Hellenist when you get that.
Zondervan Bible Dictionary, Hellenists, non-Greeks who spoke Greek,
Uh huh.
a term used specially of Jews,
Of who?
of Jews
Of Jews, man. So now, if you look at this verse in the lexicon, you'll find that exact word there, Hellenist, and even they know it's referring to Jews, not all people, referring to Israelites, man, Jews. Read on.
who made Greek their tongue.
And guess what? And guess what? Greek was their language, tongue. You know what I mean? All it means is your language.
Cool.
So now with them, Yahushai, you know what I mean? When like they was conversating among themselves, they thought the handgun is gonna go unto them, unto those that don't live here. That's all it meant, man. So it was always known that we was everywhere. It was always known that we wasn't just in our homeland. We was scattered loads of places, and they were like, "Hang on, is he gonna go unto them?" So now, what's the whole big deal of Rome, Ephesians, Colossians? When you know what I mean, all throughout this book, everyone knew that Israelites were everywhere, man.
Right.
You mean why is it so hard to understand when all throughout the Bible, Jews knew that we were scattered in all places? So why is it now? I mean, well, look, man. You know what I mean with the apostles, they went to Rome, and then now what comes in their mind? White people, man. When, you know what I mean? Whenever they think of Rome, they think of the white man with that rag on him, and you know what I mean. What's that thing on their head? The reef. The reef. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that, man. With the apostles, they went to us that was in Rome, man. Jews that were in Rome, Ephesus, Galatia. You know what I mean? And wherever you find these epistles, man. It's like you got some. Yeah. Okay. Now now it never happened all in one time. Some went there, and some they was in slave, and then obviously they was there not not by their not by their not by their own will. So you know what I mean. So it wasn't just one time. All of them went there. You know what I mean. there was obviously things that happened which basically they ended up there, some by their own will, and some by things that happened, and that's why they went there. You know what I mean? And also, I think that's in the book of it's in the book of Second Maccabees, isn't it? Where like they went to Rome. So so even in the Bible, it does also speak about it as well.
Slavery was going on way before slavery.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah, yeah. Like it's something that's happened ancient. You know what I mean? The Egyptians, they also dealt with that as well, and obviously they was not alone. So you know what I mean? That dates back since the beginning of mankind, where you know what I mean. One people would dominate someone else, and they will make them work for them. So that's as ancient as it can get. You know what I'm saying? Is there any more on that definition?
101 Khan. And with it, often adopted Greek ideas and practices.
And there you go. So it wasn't just the Greek language alone. They also believed in their religions, man. Zeus and Poseidon, and all them things. So now that's why in the Bible, when you read the if, when you read the if, epistles, he's writing to them, man. He's trying to say, look, man, you know what I mean? You have to leave all of that, man. Leave Zeus and all that. And listen, man, you are one of us, man. You got laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what I'm saying.
Like today, British, and then you're British. Two different.
There you go. You know what I mean? It's like if you can say that on the mic, just so that those online they can hear the analogy as well.
It's like today you're British and then also Theresa May or Boris Johnson also British, but both you're black, they're white, but both you are British.
There you go.
So it's like even though the book of Romans says Romans, it's not talking about white Romans, but black Romans.
There you go. And guess what? What you said there is right, man. You know what I mean? Just because you see Rome, obviously, you know what I mean, he's not talking to white people, man. He's talking to Israelites that lived in Rome. Now, yes they go by the exact same name, but they're not the same, man. Just like us. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We are not white. But guess what though? We share the same name as them, man. English. But we are not them. That's what.
So if I may read Romans 1, when Paul says 15. You did that already or
Yeah, yeah. No, no. I was gonna get to that next, so that's all good.
so Romans 1 and 7. To all that be in Rome.
We're hanging now to all that be in Rome. Now, of course, now we know what this means, but though in religion, what you know what I mean? In religion, they go to all that in Rome, not realizing that this ain't written for everybody in Rome. But again, you know what I mean? They read it and they take it out of its context. To all who, man? Would anyone like to answer that? All of who? All the
Can't
Israelites that be in Rome. Salakia, someone has something online.
So yeah, I was just gonna say all the Israelites that are in Greece, sorry, Rome.
There you go, man. You know what I mean? It's something called context. Now, you know
Right.
what I mean? Now, the thing is now, they look at it and go, all, you see, they taught all, and no. You mean, we read in the Bible that this is only for Israelites, Jews. So now, in the context of it, all of who? All of the Israelites that be in Rome. And if you think I'm making it, we're going to read on. Read on.
Called to be saints.
What?
Called to be saints.
And now, to all that be in Rome, called to be saints. Now, again, now, in the Bible, who are the saints?
Right.
Israelites and saints in the Bible.
There you go, man. In the Bible, saints are only Israelites. And the word
Right.
saint, it means a devoted one. And guess what? That is only Jews. So
Right.
now, if someone thinks that, oh, guess what, man? He's a liar. It says all. It even reads on, and they're called saints. And saints are and now saints in the Bible are only Israelites.
So like I said, just to prove that things are Israelites. In Psalms 148, he also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints.
What?
The praise of all his saints.
So now let's keep this in mind. The praise of all of his saints. Now we can find out who his saints are. Read on.
Even of the children of Israel.
Even of who?
The children of Israel.
And now with that word, it means indeed, even. You know what I mean? Like in the 1600s, it didn't mean this, even this. If you look it up, it means indeed. So what's it saying? The praise of all of his saints, indeed, the Israelites, man. Meaning, indeed, these people are my saints, man.
Right.
So now that lets you know that so now that lets you know that he's not writing to everyone in Rome. He's writing to those called to be saints in Rome, and those are
Right.
That's right.
Time I spent reading the Quran, the children of Israel are also God's chosen people according to the Quran. So that's to add to the fact I'm talking about.
There you go. You know what I mean? So now it lets you know that in Rome is talking about the Israelites, man. Only the Israelites are called to be saints. Not everybody. Read on.
Psalms 50:5. Gather my saints together, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
And now guess what? That is only who? Israelites again, man.
Right.
Only we
That's
made
right.
only we made an agreement with the Lord by a sacrifice. Nobody
Right.
else.
Cool.
So now in the Bible, it's letting you know who the saints are. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to bend nothing. It's very direct on who the saints are. So now in the book of it lets you know who the saints are, and it's Israelites.
So the Bible said them, gather my saints together. My saints are those that made a sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah. So Amos 5:25 lets you know who made a sacrifice by fire.
Let's read that as well.
Amos 5:25. Have you offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel?
Oh, house of who?
O house of Israel.
There you go. So now even that verse, if you want to add that on, lets you know who the saints are, man. The saints are Israelites. So now let's get back to the book of Romans.
Romans 1:7. To all that be in Rome, beloved of God.
No, that's another one there. It says, beloved of God. What does the word beloved even mean? Does anyone know what the word beloved means?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're chosen.
No.
Chosen.
So like it's
Okay, is it mean beloved the people that you was loved before?
There you go, man. So now, okay, with the etymology of the word before and loved. So if you have beloved someone, meaning that you have loved them in the past. So now in the Bible, who is the beloved of the Most High, man?
Israelites.
God has always loved, yes, but though you're right, but though I'm gonna need some evidence of it though. It's one thing to say, and guess what? You are right, but I'm gonna need the evidence, man.
Malachi 4. Malachi chapter 4. Hold on a second. All right, Romans 9:13.
No. That's it, yeah. All right. Someone in the Apocrypha, get me Baruch 3, and you can start from verse 36. Baruch 3 and 36.
God. Baruch chapter 3, verse 36. He has found out all the ways of knowledge, and has given it unto Jacob, his servant, and Israel, his beloved.
Who?
And Israel, his beloved.
There you go, man. The word beloved is right there. And guess what? It's only who? Israelites, man. Israelites are the beloved of the Most High, man. So now in this epistle, it's letting you know that in Rome, he's not writing to everyone in Rome. He's writing to the people that have this in their mind, man. They know that, listen, I'm the beloved of the Most High. I'm the saint. He's writing to people that know these things. He's not writing to everyone in Rome. This ain't for everybody. He's writing to a certain sect, a certain race, that one are the saints, and then the second one, they are the people that were beloved of the Most High, meaning a people that God has loved in the past and he loves now. So now, automatically, this can't be for everyone. It doesn't make sense. You mean?
So like I said, me, and it's deep because this is Romans 1, and everyone knows that epistles are letters. And when you write a letter, what's the first thing you do? You like if you got a letter that's a bill, first thing is, okay, this letter's to Mr. Gordon. Like, you address who you're reading to, why. You say, he owns a phone bill or a telephone bill or heating bill. And Paul's doing the same thing. In 7 verses down. So in the beginning, right, you write who you're writing to and why. And Paul's saying, before I even go further, this is who I'm writing to. I write to those who are the saints, who are beloved of God. So a Christian will go to verse 5 and 6 and 7. When in verse 1 lets you know who he's reading to in the first place.
There you have it, man.
If I may, sir.
No. What you said, it was right, man. You know what I mean? Already it is it's very direct in who it is written to. Right. So now I don't care where you go, Romans 6, 8, 10, whatever. Listen, you need to go back to number 1, man, and find out who it's written to. And it's written to only race of people, only written to the Israelites. Cool. For everyone, and it's very specific in what we're reading, man. These people were the saints and were beloved. Ain't no getting around it.
That's right.
To all that be in Rome, beloved of God, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the God of our fathers.
And peace from the God of who?
Our Father.
Our fathers. It didn't say everyone's father. Meaning, so now he has written it down to a people that think the same way as him, our fathers. So now that can't be everyone. You know what I mean? Right. It's how someone can read that and get everyone when that doesn't have everyone. You know what I mean? It's the people that are saints, beloved, and then what? Ours. Meaning it's for a certain sect of people. That can't be everyone. Ours ain't everyone. You mean you can't say, look, man, you mean what like we have right here, you can't read that and then equate that for everyone. It's a basic understanding that, well, damn, that cannot be everyone. And guess what? This is only written for the Israelites, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is only written for black people, man. You black man, it's not written for everyone. And then guess what? Religion has done the most evilest thing, man. You know what I mean? They have your book and they're trying to make it seem like it's for everyone. You know what I mean? Look, the God of our fathers, I can read. Ours ain't everybody, man. It's the same. That's not everybody. And that's the problem, man. In the church, they don't read the Bible, man. Even your pastor, he don't read the Bible, man. Your evangelist, your deaconess, your deacons, they don't know the Bible, man. All they know is the tambourine, the singing, the dancing, the organ. He's got, you know what I mean? What's one of the songs? This Little Light of Mine. He's got the whole world in his hands, but they don't know the Bible, man. You got something.
So like I said, even the next epistle written by Paul, verse 1 again. So again, like Paul says, before he starts reading about anything else, he writes who he's speaking to. And it reads 1 Corinthians 1 and 1. Paul, called to be an apostle of Yahushua Christ through the will of God, and Sosthenes, our brother, unto the church of God, which is in Corinth.
So now, hang on now. He's not writing to everyone, unto the church of God. which is in where?
Corinth.
So read on in Corinth.
To them that are sanctified of Jesus Christ, called to be saints.
And there you go, saints again, man. Again, you know what I mean? This epistle right here is not written for everyone, man. It's written to only saints that lived in that region, man.
Come on.
That obviously is not written for everyone, man. Everyone cannot be a saint. Only Israelites, Jews can be saints.
That's right.
And if you're not a Jew, then you're not a saint. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not right. You know what I mean? If you're not a Jew, then you're not a saint. And now in this epistle is writing it saying, listen, man, you lot are called to be saints. Meaning what? He only written this for the Jews that lived in that region, man.
Right.
It cannot be for everybody. And we got that's right. And in the Bible, it gives you the definition. No, okay. In its right, in the definition of the word is one that is devoted unto God. But though in the Bible, line upon line, it lets you know that the saints are who? The Israelites. And also, they're also one in the same. Oh, you know what I mean? It was only them that are devoted unto God. Only they heard the voice of God and lived. Only they have the laws, statutes, and the commandments. So it's obviously those people that are devoted unto God.
So again, Galatians 1, again, another letter. Paul, Galatians 1 and 1, Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by men, but of Jesus Christ and of the Father who raised him from the dead.
So now, hang on now. So now it's talking about the Messiah, and it says that he raised from the dead. Now, of course, I'm not gonna go into it now, but you know what I mean. He only died for who? Israelites, man. He wasn't raised from the dead for everybody. In the Bible, Christ only died for one nation of people.
That's right.
So now, even reading that can't be for everybody. That can't be for all nationalities. Why? Because he didn't die for all people.
Come on.
He wasn't raised from the dead for everybody. So now, even reading that part, already you should be like, well, how can this be for everyone? How can this, you know what I mean, be for all races when, you know what I mean, it's very specific in the Bible that with the Messiah, Jesus Christ, he didn't die for all people.
Right.
Verse 2, and for all brethren.
All for who?
All brethren.
And there you go, man. Now, I know in this day and age, brethren means everyone. In the Bible, that's not what it means, man. A brother is who? One of your people, man. And you know what I mean? It's a man of your race. And you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know in this day and age, you know what I mean, Indians and Chinese, yes, brother. That is not how it works, man. A brother and from your race. So now, even right here, if he's saying that they are his brethren, means that he's written to people that are from his race, man. Meaning that with this epistle right here, is written to men that are from his race. And if you think I'm lying, let's break it down. Let's get Romans 9 and 4. Romans 9 and 4, man.
This is Romans 9 and 4. This is Paul speaking. He explains who his brethren are. Who are Israelites?
Who are who?
Who are Israelites?
So make no mistake now, he's writing about the Israelites. Read on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory of the covenants and the giving of the law and the services of God and the promises, whom are the fathers, as concerning the flesh Christ came, who is over God, bless all men.
You want to start at the verse above, like verse 1 or 2.
Come on.
My brethren, yeah, that's.
I say the truth in Christ, I lie not.
So now, you know what I mean, what it's going to say is not a lie, man. It's saying, listen, you know what I mean, what I'm going to say, it is no lie, man. It's the truth, 100%, man. Read on.
That I have great and heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that I could be accused from a curse, like from Christ.
So now he wishes that he could do what how was I died, man? For what his race is like. I wish I could do it, man. If I could die just to help them, Why? Because while he's writing this down, he's looking at us and we're suffering and we're dying just like now, man. It's like, listen,
God.
saying like, you know what I mean? I wish I could do it, man. So that, you know what I mean, that I could just help them, man. That, you know what I mean, they could find their way. You know what I mean? The same way we are lost now in the mosque and the church. We was like that even back then, man. Zeus, brother, Poseidon, man. He's real. It's the same thing, man. You know what I mean? The same way we are lost now, we was lost back then. And he's writing this like, I wish I could just die for them, man. So that, you know what I mean, they could just have the real way, man. That, you know what I mean, that we wouldn't be lost no more.
Right.
Read.
For my brethren,
For who?
my brethren,
There you go. There's that same word, man. So now he's wishing he could die for who?
my brethren,
For his brethren, read.
my kinsmen,
His kinsmen.
according to the flesh,
According to what?
the flesh,
The flesh meaning is not no religious thing. It's a
Right.
thing, man. The
That's
flesh.
right.
A brother according to what?
the flesh,
The flesh, man. A person of your race. Read on.
who are Israelites,
Who are Israelites, man. So there you go.
Right.
So a brother is a man of your race, man.
That's right.
It's
Right.
not all. It's not, you know. Yes, brother John and brother Luke, and you know what I mean. You're in a church with some white man, some Indian. Yes, brother, sing now, man. Yeah, brother, sing Ranjit and now, man. That's not the Bible, man. A brother
Right.
is a man of your race, man.
That's right.
That's
A
right.
brother, you know what I mean? I know now, you know, everyone's like, yes, brother. A brother is a racist term, man.
That's right.
Brother is for someone of your race. I know now, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, yes, brother. That it doesn't mean what they think it means. A brother is a very racist term, meaning you're saying, listen, man, you know what I mean? But you're saying that basically that only means something unto you. If you're not of my race, then guess what? You can't be one of mine, man.
God.
A brother is actually a racist
That's
term, man. And in the book of Romans, it's
That's
very specific in what it means.
Come on. So
Salakia.
Galatians 1:1. So like one
Yeah.
moment. Galatians 1:1.
Yeah.
Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by man, but of Jesus Christ, and God the Father who raised him from the dead,
Uh-huh.
and all the brethren which are with me,
And there, man, to all the brethren which are with me, man.
unto the churches of Galatia,
Unto who?
churches of Galatia.
And guess what? In that same one there was just who? Israelites, man.
That's right.
Well, in that region, this is written to, you mean it's written to who? Israelites that live there, man. In Galatia.
Mhm.
Nobody else. So now in religion, you know, whether it's 7-day Adventist, you know what I mean? Whether it's Jehovah's Witness, baptism, you know what I mean? Whatever, they clearly don't understand what they're reading. Because
Right.
these epistles, a letter, it's very direct in who it's written to, man. I'm not making it up. You know what I mean? It's not something where I'm trying to make it seem this way. These letters are saying, while it's saying who it is written to, and it's in the Bible. You know what I mean? It's very direct into listen. I'm writing to these people. He's not writing to all people, and that's the problem, man. Your pastor doesn't understand the Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's some other names? A deacon, a bishop, evangelist. You mean whatever they are, they don't understand the Bible, man.
God.
They know how to sing though. They know how to dance, but they don't read the Bible. And now that's the problem. They
Right.
they look at these and go, well, look, man, you know what I mean? They're in Rome. Come on. You know what I mean? And guess what? They don't even know history. You know what I mean? In the church, a pastor, he's so he's so uneducated. It didn't even take some time out of his life to even pick up a history book and read it, man. You know what I mean? Right now we are in the Bible, but we're gonna get into some history as well and show you that what we are bringing out is not a myth. It's not something that the ISUPK is making up. Even in historical references. They know that, you know what I mean, we was in Rome, we was in Ephesus, Galatia, Colossia. We was in those places as well, and we're gonna get that in the history later on. And that's a problem, man. Your pastor is uneducated. Imagine this,
Right.
man. If you believe that the Bible is like not a myth, wouldn't you read history?
Right.
Wouldn't, well, you know what I mean? If these things in the Bible happen, then surely I would find it in history. But you
God.
that he was so lazy, he just can't be asked to pick up a history book and read about the Israelites in Rome, the Israelites in many, you know what I mean? Damn there, you know what I mean? We was everywhere, and your pastor's that uneducated. It didn't even take time out of his life to even read that, man. You know what I mean? Where we at? We're in the book of Galatians right now. Is there any more in that?
If you go through all of them, I believe I'll check next time. Go through all of them, pretty much later on.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have to, can, but if you don't have to, you don't have to. You know what I mean? But all right now, if you want, you can look through all of them, and they're all direct in who they're written to. You know what I mean? You can't read and go, well, no, no, no. With this one, it's for everyone. All of them pretty much say the same thing: saints, beloved of God. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be.
For me, it's Colossians.
The book of Colossians starts off with both.
There you go.
Like, so Paul starts off. So before he goes to anything, he starts off with Colossians 1 and 1. Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ, by the will of God, and Timotheus, our brother, to the saints and faithful brethren. So it says saints and brethren.
Damn, you know what I mean? It's got, you know what I mean? It hasn't even got one of them there. It's got them both, man. The saints and the faithful brethren, man. So again, in which book are you in, Slav?
Colossians 1 and 1. Sir.
So in the book of Colossians, it's telling you who it's written to. It's written to the saints. And who are the saints? Israelites, man. Read on.
To the saints and faithful brethren in Christ, which are at Colossae.
Which are where?
At Colossae.
And there, so you mean he wrote it to them that were there, man. Not for all people. He wrote it to who? Israelites that were in Colossians, not to all people. You can't get around it. So one thing you always want to understand is before anyone makes you read anything else, always go back to verse 1, man.
Right.
Before someone goes to Colossians 2 and 16 and the book of Ephesians 6, forget all that, man. You go to chapter 1, man. You take in there and go, listen, this ain't written to everybody. All people ain't in this. You know what I mean? Don't let no one make you dance, man. You just, I mean, what you need to do is just bring them back. Go, well, no, no, no. This ain't talking about everyone. Let's go back to Ephesians 1. Called to be saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. So now, I don't care where you go. You can go to Ephesians 4, 5, 6, and go, listen, already from 1, it's letting you know who it's written to. So if you want to go to 6, 5, 4, it's still written to those same races who the Israelites, Jews, man. It's written for the Israelites. Wherever you want to go, Colossians, Ephesus, Galatia, always written for the Israelites only.
That's right.
That's and that. So I mean, in your own time, you know, you can read the rest of them, and they all pretty much say the same thing. So now we got a few historical records as well, and they're gonna say the same thing, that, you know what I mean, we was in Rome, we was in Ephesians, we was in Galatia, and you know what I mean, all those and in all of those in all of those epistles, we was there, man. So we're gonna get that in a second.
So like the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say earlier, you know, when it's saying brethren, yeah, you know, when the other nations say, yes, brother this, brother that.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, it's like Christianity, they say it, but they don't mean it.
Right.
Well, yeah.
They don't see this. God.
Well, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, one thing what a lot of people want to ignore is that religion is a racist thing, man. A religion,
Right.
all right, in a religion, it promotes that race. So yes, so now it may sound nice. Yes, brother Sting. Yes, you know what I mean, brother John and McCoy and whatever. But though it sounds nice, but really in a church they think, listen, man, in the Bible, God's white. With the Messiah is white. And even though they make it seem nice, yes, brother, so and so, deep down they're like, listen, this is about me, man.
Right.
In the Bible, they look like me. Yes, you know what I mean? I'm saying God loves everyone, but really, God loves me a bit much more. You mean, it sounds nice, but in their mind, but you know, if they're white, then God loves me that bit much more. Yeah,
Right.
he may love you, but I've got the advantage, and that's
Come.
in any religion, even in the mosque, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that, like, yes, man. You know what I mean? What did they say in the mosque? The famous for Razor have, yeah, yeah, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, so. But then though, but though, even though it sounds nice, in an Arab's mind, bro, Muhammad, he was an Arab like me, so yeah,
Right.
Allah loves everyone, but me being an Arab, he loves me that bit much more. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what all them. So even though it sounds nice, yes, brother, yes, Aki, you know what I mean? Do they really believe that? No, they don't. They
Right.
believe that because that religion promotes their race, they have an
Right.
advantage over you.
That's right.
While as, while as now in here, we don't lie, man. God
Yeah.
only loves the Israelites. We're not
Yeah.
going to involve anyone else. We
Right.
say as it is. They lie, and even in that lie, they don't even believe it too. It
That's
sounds
right.
like, but they don't believe it. They believe, listen, man, Muhammad's Arab. I'm an
Right.
Arab. So, you know what I mean? I'm not being funny, you know what I mean? But in this book, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to learn you. You can't
Right.
learn. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
that religion promotes their race.
That's right.
So, you
So
mean,
like so if I could just to
yeah,
add onto that point of what Tazapon was bringing up about the whole brother thing, like even even the concept of saying brother anyway, that came from us anyway. Like we used to say it to each other anyway, and they started copying us. But back in the day, white man and other nations weren't saying that. So like,
that is right, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is so black. Yes, brother. White people don't say brother, they say mate. Or, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Even that word there, that is so black, man. You know what I mean? I believe even in dictionary, but it depends on which dictionaries you read from. You know what I mean? It does let you know that it's a term that a black man he would use for someone else who is black in
right.
some dictionaries. Of course, you won't find it in every single dictionary, but in some you will find that as well. So you know what I mean? So even that word there is so black. You know what I mean? But right, where was the history? Actually, hold that a second. Someone give me the book of James 1:1.
Honorable Khan. The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord, Yahushua,
Uh-huh.
to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
And there you go, man. Even in the book of James, he wrote only for who? The Israelite that were scattered abroad, man. He
Right.
didn't write. You know what I mean? It's not for everyone. You know what I mean? Among us, we knew that we was scattered abroad and that, you know what I mean, we needed to return, man. So, you know what I mean? For those that were scattered abroad, since Yahushua died and he rose from the dead, that we had a second chance, man. that is the Bible, and in
Correct.
James 1, it's written for who the Israelites that were scattered abroad, man. It's not
Right.
for you know what I mean. So with that, we'll get into the history now. No, sorry.
This is
Judaism in Ephesus.
Epistles. So now in the book of Ephesians, this is the historical account of it now. Read on. Bring it.
At the first century AD, Jews had spread from their homeland to the Mediterranean
Uh-huh.
and some other places. The oldest Jewish community in Europe is one in Rome.
So now, hang on now. With the oldest Jew community, it's in Rome.
Right.
Why does it seem so far fetched that now with the with the epistle of is written for the Jews that live in Rome, when one of the oldest Jew communities was found in Rome, man.
Right.
So meaning once they left their land, one of them is in Rome. So why does it seem so far fetched when even on the historical accounts that you mean with Rome is one of the oldest Jew communities there?
Right.
You know, like for people who don't know, we were talking to understand about the black sheep, right?
That's right, yeah.
So you know in the Bible when it says those who say they are Jews but are the synagogue of Satan,
Mm-hmm.
who are they?
Well, of course, that's talking about the so-called. That's talking about the so-called Jewish man of today.
Right.
He claims a Jew and is not.
That's
right.
right.
And then if you start off like the verse above, it's talking about us. You mean that we are afflicted, or you mean
Right.
talking about? Guess what? Even though we are in all of that, we are rich, man.
That's right.
Why are we rich? We got something that an fake Jew he can never have. It's called the
That's
King of Heaven, man.
right.
Where
Right.
what? Where what? We're gonna rule next.
That's right.
So now you mean so now we are rich. And then it goes, you mean I know the blasphemy, meaning the wicked lie of them that say they are the Jews and they're not. So yes, is it talking about the so-called white Jewish man? Yes. So now, of course, what we're reading here is talking about black Jews. It ain't talking about you know what I mean, Zeinberg and all that. You know what I mean? Talking about real Israelites in Rome.
That's right.
Revelations 1 and 9. I know thy works and thy tribulations.
So now, who is he speaking about? The real Jews, man. He knows
That's
how.
right.
You mean us as black people, we work hard, man, and we don't get nothing, man. You mean he made England what it is, man. It was the Windrush. We came here and made England great, man. Made the NHS what it is, man. Works and built the London Underground. The Lord, He sees our works. He sees what we're doing. Read on.
And tribulation
Read on.
and poverty.
And the what?
Poverty.
And we're poor, man.
Yeah.
Even though we work hard, you know what I mean? Us as a nation, we are poor, man.
Right.
No economics of what, like no economics of our own.
Right.
We have to go to East Indian shops, man. Making them rich. You know what I mean? It's like this, we are helping the economy of another nation, man. Do you know how odd that is? You know what I mean? We do it now, but that's strange. My money is making another nation rich.
Correct.
You know what I mean? When they're on the roads in their Mercedes and their Audi S3s, that's black money. We have
That's
made
right.
another nation rich, man. Now we don't do it. We don't do it. We don't do it because we're dumb. It's because we're
Right.
poor. We don't have anything of our own, man. We've been attacked on every level, even the economics that we should have, man.
That includes black hair shops all owned by the Indian.
There you go, man. And that is strange.
I haven't ever seen a black man selling hair.
And that's odd. Imagine that you don't know how black hair even operates, and you are seeing people they're here.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Everything that you know what I mean, like everything that we need, you are supplying it us, and you don't use it. You don't know what to do with it. And why? It's not because black people are dumb. You know what I mean? One thing what some people like to say is us, man, it's us. And it's not us.
Hmm.
It's us. We don't have nothing. So by default, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to someone that has it. It's not rocket science. If you don't have it, you're gonna go to someone who does have it. Yeah, you got something.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Um, if you never heard it, with a sister said that a woman came up to her and she showed her planting and she didn't know what to even do with the planting.
Right.
We know, and imagine that they are selling things to us and they don't know what to even do with it.
Right.
And now we don't do it because we're dumb and we hate each other. This happens because we are poor, man. The poverty,
Right.
you mean with the poverty we are in, you mean it just has us go to someone else, not because we're dumb and we hate each other. It's because we don't have nothing of our own, man.
Right. Salakia.
Yeah, go on.
God. Yeah, I just wanted to. This is happening because obviously we broke the Lord's commandments in Deuteronomy 28:48. You know, what I mean, we're gonna serve our enemies for the want of all things. So that it comes under that.
That's right, man. And
Yeah.
you don't mean, and like it's not just us. Yes, we offended the Most High, but also you know what I mean, they look at us and go, it seems like they don't have anything, man. So you know what? If anything, if we make sure that we have what they want, we can get rich, man.
God.
It's not an accident. You know what I mean? They you know what I mean they observe and go, it seems like they don't have it. So you know what I mean? If anything, we'll make sure that they have it, but it comes from us.
God.
Read on.
But thou art rich.
But guess what? We are rich, man. Even though
Right.
we're poor, we are rich.
Sorry, sir. This scripture is deep because this scripture lets you know that it's not talking about those that say they are Jews. Because the Lord
That's
said,
right.
the Lord said, I know your poverty. Those
God.
people that say they're Jews, they own all the banks.
There you go.
They own the diamond districts. They ain't poor.
That's right.
They ain't in tribulation. You can give me the other one.
What it says heavy, man. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay then, if you thought that they were the people of the book, this verse didn't make sense. Jewish
God.
people ain't poor, man. Jewish people are rich, man. They, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They got lots of money. You know what I mean? And oh, I can't remember. I think it's America. They give them millions every year, man.
That's
Right.
right.
Loads of money every year. So can it really be talking about them? It wouldn't make.
No.
They are a rich nation of people. Read on.
And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews.
So now the Lord, He knows the blasphemy. What is a blasphemy? A wicked lie, man.
That's
Meaning,
right.
meaning there's a wicked lie of a people saying that they are the Jews. Read on.
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
And are not. So
That's
now,
right.
blasphemy is they claim they're Jews, but they're not. And that is
Right.
Jewish man, Israeli. You know what I mean? He claims he's a Jew and is not a Jew, man. He claims to be us and is not, man. And if you think him lying, their own books say that they are not. You know what I mean? They know that they come from the Khazarian Empire, man.
That's right.
You want to know what's odd? Even the Khazarian Empire, they was rich.
Right.
They was empire, and guess what? They tax all the empires around them, man.
Right.
So now even their own historians, they know that you mean they are not the real Jews. They come from the Khazarian Empire. That was a rich empire, man.
Right.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Are the synagogue of Satan, man. Are the main house of Satan.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you want to look at everything on this earth that is wrong, research it and it always goes who's some Israeli. You
Right.
mean? What's some examples? You mean
Like the porn industry.
the porn industry?
All about the Jewish, Warner Brothers.
That's right, man.
Music industry.
Social media outlets. Okay.
There you go, man. Everything on this earth that it promotes something bad, research it. It goes back to who? Israelis, man. And they're
Right.
raking in all the money, man. All the money. A lot of people go, well, you know, why do rap stars rap about the things that, why do rap stars rap about, you know, things that are wrong? And, you know,
Right.
a lot of people like to go, you're wrong, you're wrong. Well, look, man, imagine this. You're poor, man. You got nothing and you can rap. But though, a man's like, look, though, you know what I mean? You can rap under me, but though, you got about, you know what I mean? Nice cars, drugs, gang life. And if you do, man, I'll give you a contract, man.
That's
Guess
right.
what? It's a Israeli that is behind that, man.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Like
So-
a lot of people, they don't like to get to the root of things. They just look at what they see and go, well, look, he's rapping, he's the bad guy, and not realizing that listen, he's poor, man. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but when someone's back is against a wall, they're going to do anything. And then now this man goes, listen, man, if you rap and say what I want you to say, I'll make you rich, man. Guess what? It's
So-
the so-called Jewish man that authorizes that, man.
That's
Like,
right.
he's the
Right.
house of Aiton, man.
Uh,
If someone has something online, I'll get to you as well.
Salakia, yeah, I was gonna say that they are the fake Jews, and they know that they're fake Jews. They know that they're not the real Jews, and so what they do is they orchestrate. That's why they got all the media outlets and everything that is in, so they can control the masses, sway whoever here and there. It's basically so they can keep the real Jews in subjection. You know what I mean, and under them not knowing what's going on. You understand? Keep the real Jews in darkness, man. That's basically the point.
There you have it, man. You know what I mean? That's right, man. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what's odd? Anyone that comes out and says that, listen, you know what I mean, that with them, the Jews, they was black, they get shut down. All of a sudden, I mean, any contract they got gone. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anything they had, all of a sudden, nah, man. You know what I mean? He's anti-Shemitic. Like, what's that UK grime artist? Wiley. I mean, that happened with him, man. You know what I mean? What he said, it wasn't even wrong. It was talking about the experience that he had. That, you know, when it came to the Jewish man, they robbed him.
Right.
Are you wrong for saying who robbed you? You know what I mean? Like, that's when does that become an offense? If you say, listen, this white man here, he robbed me. Are you wrong? This white man robbed you? And now in his case, it was all the Jewish people that robbed him. And guess what? He couldn't even say that, man. He said that, you know what I mean? They came down him like bricks, man. You know, anti-Semitism and all this nonsense. When what it was saying, it was right.
That's right.
These Israelis, they were robbing him, and he was talking about it. And it's like, you can't even do that, man. You had something.
Oh, you have to say, like, it's bad how you talk about Israeli people and get blocked. Like, why is it something on Twitter blocked on YouTube? That's how much they came down on him. Meanwhile, you can make music talking about killing niggas one time, and you will never get blocked. In fact, you will share you get more likes. You can make videos about killing niggas and whores and so forth, and you will never get blocked.
Yeah.
It's about killing Israeli. In fact, why didn't it say kill Israeli? It's both against them. They cut it off. Meanwhile, black people talk about killing black people.
There you go, man. You know what I mean? White, you said it was right, man. You know what I mean? You can talk about all of the wrong things. I'm selling drugs, pimps, hoes, and whatever the case may be. But you speak against them, you gotta go, man.
Right.
Is there any more on that in Revelation? That's it, yeah. So let's get back to it. Also, you had something you want to bring up.
Just to add to the destructive effects, rappers who are like yourself, living something totally different. But many of their children, they're living educated lives. So the lie that they're telling us through the music, and our children now under the gangsters, they're sending their own children to university, putting them in good jobs. So they're not even living the life that they're pushing us into, but we're getting the kind of
The
effects
effects of it. Yeah, of
and
course.
domino effects of what we're doing.
Yeah, and you're right. But though, you gotta look behind him and see that. To be fair, a lot of rap stars, they don't even like to rap about things like that. But it's just that they're kind of like in a situation where it's like, listen, if I don't rap about this, I'm not going to get paid. And then now with the Israeli, he's behind look, man, if if you want this, then this is what you need to rap about. I don't want to
Right.
hear, all that nice stuff and one love. Look, man, I want you to rap about some nice cars, easy women, and then then I'll give you everything that you want. So yes, even though he's doing the work, there's someone behind him making him do that work. And now really that's the person that everyone's eyes should be looking on instead of you know what I'm saying? Right. That's a
They were practicing very different religion than their neighbors, and as a result of this, Jews were mostly close knit to protect their faith and themselves. In Rome, Augustus and Julius Caesar supported Jews to help them to worship as they like, and Julius Caesar allowed them to settle anywhere in the Roman Empire.
And there you go. So now, when they first got there, everything was fine. They was allowed to worship with their God. But though, what happened next?
So like so if I could, what page is that?
Like it's sorry, if you read where you're reading from, where you're quoting from.
I'll send the link. I'll put the link in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I got you. So now, when they first got there, they was allowed to practice their religion and everything. Then now, I want you to think about this. What happened next?
Salaki, I don't. If are you asking? You asking?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Because there rose up a Caesar that did not respect them and started to persecute them. I'm just I know I'm just going off Joseph in Egypt and so on and so forth. But yeah.
No, it's not in like this case right here. What happened?
Right.
What always happens, sir, at first, like England, we come to England and then we want to be British, man. Then we want to join the army, want to marry their woman, we want to, celebrate Christmas. That happens, sir?
That's right, man. Eventually, what happened? We started to believe in their gods, man. Follow their holidays, and that's why these epistles had to be written, man. He's trying to bring him back, like, listen, man. You shouldn't be doing that, man. What like the things that they do, it's not for us. It's not so far fetched. In the Bible, we did that all the time. First we kept the commandments. Then what happened? All of a sudden, we broke one law, another law. Then now, we were then following another God.
Right.
Now in Rome, same thing again, man. We was there following the laws. Then one person goes, "Them Romans, man, I like that." And then what happened? He's over there. Another person goes over there, and then when it's all done, they believe in their Roman gods, man. And that's why in these epistles is always letting them know, listen, you can't do this. Homosexuality is wrong. Why? Because in Rome, homosexuality was rampant. Threesomes, it was rampant, and that's why in a lot of the epistles is always saying, abstain from your lust. Is like writing them down. Why? Because while we lived amongst them, we started doing all of those things, man.
Cool.
Read on.
Come on, Khan. Although they were generally treated with respect, trouble did occur during the reign of Claudius. Jews had been exiled to Rome 2 times, but they were allowed to return and continue their independent existence.
There, so in some instances, we was exiled, meaning like, so now it means that like we had to go, but then we returned. Is there any more in that? That's pretty much the point.
Each Jewish community worshipped as its own synagogue, but the center of their worship is in Jerusalem.
On that,
I've heard it, the other one.
that's it. And that, okay, so now in the history, the point being is that we was there, but now when you read the epistle, it's letting you know that, you know, we was off, man. You know what I mean? At first, things were good in the history, but obviously, as you read in the letter, things weren't good. That's why it's saying that that's what it's writing, saying that, you know what I mean, those that commit homosexual acts, that like death, is writing that, you know, in the law is reminding us that, listen, you know that you shouldn't be doing them things.
That's right.
What's the other one? In Ephesus. Oh, sorry. So now again, in the Epistle of Galatia, this is the historical account of that as well. Reader. Huh? Okay, no, sorry.
An inland district of Asia Minor, and after 25 BC, a province of the Roman Empire. There was a Jewish settlement there.
A what?
A Jewish settlement there.
Yeah, so in Galatia, we was there, man.
That's right.
So it's not far-fetched, like, come on, in Galatia. Well, yes. Like, you know, a lot of people like to make it seem like, look, with the disciples, they went to Rome, Ephesus, like as if we wasn't there. You know what I mean? They would make it seem like, well, see, they wasn't, you know what I mean? They make it seem like, well, look, you know what I mean? They spread the word to other races of people, when that is not the case. In the Bible, it showed you that it was for the Jews. And even in an historical account, Jews settled in Ephesus or Galatia.
This is
Galatia.
Is Galatia now, sir?
There, so now there was Jew settlements in Galatia.
Khan, there was a Jewish settlement there, which may have been founded by Antiochus the Great, who sent many Jewish families to Asia Minor as colonialists.
As colonialists, man. So I mean that so now as he dominated us, he basically sent us there, which you can read in the Apocrypha. And you know what I mean? He didn't allow us to follow the laws. And it's like, and then now he scattered us. So now you can read about that in the Apocrypha as well. But though the point being is, in Galatia, Jews were there. Any more than that? Was that pretty much it? I don't know. Let's get the next one.
Salakia, the one for me.
Yeah.
You know, like our history. There's no history on the face of this earth. Yeah, that's as major, as powerful as our history, man. Our history is worldwide, man. Like we're reading about, you know, where we went in different places. You will find that, you know, archaeologists and all those people that have dug up them things, you know, they'll have them, some hidden away, and some you can go and see. Some the Jewish man will claim, but that's all our that great history is all ours, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's right, man. You know what I mean? We are everywhere, and you want to know something. You know what I mean? There's one thing that everyone likes to do. Everyone reads a Bible and goes, there's people God loves, man. And just, I wish I was them, man. Imagine that, man. A people that God parted the Red Sea for, man.
Right.
A people that heard the voice of God and lived. And that's why this book is the most sold book on the face of the earth. And
right.
You come back and believe myself.
Salakia.
It's like a carry on to that one.
And that's why we're the most like other one just said, That's why this is the most sold book in the whole world, man. #1 selling book, bestseller. There's another reason why we're the #1 most persecuted people on the face of the earth. That proves what, man? We are the people of the book, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And there you go, man. This Bible, as you said, the Bible is the most #1 sold book on the face of the earth, man. And what story is greater than black people's story, man? You tell me, man. Black people pick up a mic and talk about how they used to sell drugs, man. And everybody wants to hear that story, man. What's more interesting about our story? Let me tell you something. This Bible is our story, man. How we sinned against God and God brought us down, man. And everyone wants to hear our story. Let me tell you something. Even our story, even when we're negative, everybody wants to hear our story, man. We're the only people that story how we came from drugs and pimping and abandoned homes. And our story is even so great. People lie and say, well, I got rough too, man, just to be like you. That's how great our story is. People lie, rappers lie about their upbringing just to be like you, man. That's how great our story is. And the Bible is our story, man. And everybody wants our stories. People even lie and say, yeah, I grew up rough too, man. I grew up in a broken home too, man. Lying. You got these rappers, as the brother said before, rappers lying and their children really went to school. But everybody wants the black man's story, man. The black man's story is great, man. And the Bible is the black man's story, man. Moses is your grandfather, man. Christ is from your race, man. All the prophets from your race. This is the greatest story ever told, man. And everybody wants a piece of it, man. Slap everyone.
Nah, man, you know what I mean? What you said is right, man. You know what I mean? Everyone sees this and goes, damn, like, imagine like a people that God loves, man. You know what I mean? With God in heaven and the earth, and a people that he loves. I wish that was me, man. And that's why all these religions about, man. Why? Because they want to be you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They wish that God would care about them as much as he cared about you, man.
That's right.
They wish that, you know what I mean, God was so nigh unto them as he is unto you. And that's where they go, nah, man. You know what now? Islam. It's the Arabs. God loves the Arabs. When really, you know what I mean? They got that off you, man.
That's right. That's
you know right. It's like they want what you have, and the thing is, they can't get it, man.
Cool.
Regardless of, you know what I mean, what they want to say, it's evident that God only loves you, black man.
That's right.
And if you believe me, look at your life, man. You know what I mean? Look who, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I always think about this. With all of what has happened unto us, there should only be one black man left, man. You know what I mean? There should be only one black man left, mad in the corner. Like, yeah, man, I was a slave. Adam Rucker. And he's nuts. Listen, man, look at what we went through, and we're here laughing, man.
Right.
We're here with confidence, making inventions. You know what I mean? If you don't believe this here, then just look at your life and go, you know what? I am the people of God, because nobody else can endure this and laugh like it. No one else can endure this. And you know what I mean? Be so happy and just get on with things unless we are the people of God.
That's right.
We are the people of God.
Like what you said, sir, there should be with all the black on black crime, police brutality, Tuskegee experiment, the black woman against the man, black man in jail. There really should be one black man left, man. You know what I mean? We know this. The people of God.
And also to add on to that, with the so-called Israelite, do you want to know a fact? When they research the Holocaust, do you know what they do? They don't believe in their religion of Judaism anymore. When they look at the Holocaust, to go, what? That happened to my race of people, and they start believing in God. A lot of people think that in the land that, you know what I mean, they're all reading the Torah and Tanakh. If you want, you can research it. In that land right now, what is their religion that they are in? The most? Does anyone know?
I believe the majority of them are atheists.
Atheists? They don't believe in the Torah and the Tanakh as much as they make out. The majority of them, they don't believe in no God.
Cool.
You wanna know why? because when they research the Holocaust, they research and go, this happened to me, gas chambers, and then and guess what? They don't believe in God at all. Black people
Salak.
saved for years, and even after all what we've been through, we know that a God exists, man.
That's right.
They are suck it.
Right.
Why? Well, okay, the reason why is because there's an advantage. You mean they say that, then guess what? They get the empathy, so they don't really believe it, but it's an advantage. It can help you. So you know what I mean? So really, they don't care about any of it. But if it works for them, so that they can have an advantage, then they will take that opportunity. Like someone has something.
Salak.
Yes. So a lot of the times when I, talking about the Israelites and the chosen people of God, they say, well, if they're the chosen people of God, then I have to go through all what they've gone through. And not only that, why did they disobey God so much in the beginning?
Well, okay. With them, the answer is in the book. You mean one issue that we have is we want to be like everyone else. That is all throughout this book. Many times we was following the commandments, and then what happened? We saw the nations round about us and wanted to be like them. You know what I mean? That has always been our downfall. Even though
Right.
we have the best thing, we just walk away to be like somebody else. You know what I mean? So when they say that to you, it's all throughout this book. Many times, you know what I mean? God helped us, and what happened? We left to follow the gods of the Ammonites, the you know what I mean, and all the races that were around about us, and you know what I mean, and that's all throughout the book. We have a problem of not being comfortable with us, man, ourselves, not being comfortable that God loves us. We have laws, commandments, and instead we leave that to go and be like another nation, man. And that is all throughout the book. You know what I mean? You got a preset for that as well?
Nehemiah 9:27.
Let's grab that.
Nehemiah what, Salakia?
Oh, so what was that again? Nehemiah 9 and 26, was it?
Chapter 20, 25. Wait down.
I've got it.
Okay.
Shall I read it? Other one.
9:25.
Right. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 25. And they took strong cities and a fat land and possessed houses full of all goods, wells.
Yeah. Read on.
Wells digged, vineyards and olive yards and fruit trees in abundance. So they did eat and were filled and became fat and delighted themselves in thy great goodness.
Okay.
Nevertheless,
so now, you know what I mean, if someone hasn't read this before, this is talking about in the book of no. It's talking about in the book of Joshua, meaning what? We got the land, and you know what I mean, we was living good, man. We was fat, and it doesn't mean they were literally fat. This means that we had a lot. And then now, when we was in the land and we had a lot, what happened next? Read on.
God. Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast out.
He rebelled against the Lord, man. Even though the Lord gave us everything, we just rebelled. We wanted to be like everyone else, even though God gave us everything, man. And you know what I mean? Even in the time of Exodus, what happened? God parted the Red Sea, man. Like, imagine that you're walking on land, and like you mean like with the sea, one half here, and then with the other half, it's on your right. You walk, live, And then when you're on the other side, you go and serve another God.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's us, man. That's us. And that's the problem that we've always had. We want to be like everyone else.
And that's us today. We'll go prison and beg the Lord, like, please, man, let us out, let me off, man, and then get out of jail, like, okay, and go back doing it again.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what I mean? That's a good example right there, man. We are people rebel. So we're helpless every time. And you know what I mean? For a moment, thank you, Lord. And then as time goes on, I wouldn't mind doing that again, you know. You know what I mean? And it's in the Bible. God gave us everything. We was fat man, meaning we had it all, and we rebelled. We had it all and just rebelled. Read on.
Rebelled against thee, and cast thy laws behind thee, behind their backs, and slew thy prophets.
And there you go, man. We cast the laws behind our back like this. Forget that. I want what they're doing. Meaning we didn't respect it at all. Not like, well, hang on. This God gave me everything. Why don't I'm doing this? Be like, listen, I want to be like them Ammonites, the Hamites, man. You know what? These laws, one that, and we just done what they did. That's the problem that we have, man. Is that we're never comfortable being ourselves. We always want to be like somebody else, and it was the problem back then, and it's the same problem right now.
That's right. And cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them, to turn.
And imagine that even the men that were saying, listen, what you're doing is wrong, they even took their lives as well, man. They put them to death. And now guess what? That is us, man. You know what I mean? That is One West. You know what I mean? We have camps, man. And we're telling people, listen, this is wrong. It's like a sin. And guess what? With the people of our own, they want to fight us, man. You know what I mean? It's funny, like a white man ain't saying nothing. He doesn't care. It's always black people. No. God loves everyone. No, God loves the Jews and the Gentiles, and they don't know what that even means, by the way. But you know what I mean? They're always trying to fight against us. And that's how you know that we are the people of the Bible.
That's right. That's
Same
right.
way they hated it back then. The same way they hate it now, man.
Right.
You know what's funny? Like, before someone would even ask us, they just assume. You know what I mean? We have a camp. How about you ask us what we believe?
Right.
It's like they can sense that we love black people. It's like the atmosphere around us is black. Like, no, God loves everyone. You ain't even ask. What about if we believe God loved everybody? How about, you know what I mean? If you would have asked, you might have known. But instead, false. And guess what? They are the same people that were there back then, man.
That's right.
God, man. Hating the word of God. And they're alive right now. And they hate the word of God even till this day, man.
Right.
Read on.
And slew thy prophets which testified against them, to turn them to thee, and they wrought great provocations. Therefore,
so we provoke the Lord. If you provoke someone, you are making them angry. And that's what we did, man. We made God angry. You know what I mean? We thought it was fun and I want to do what they do, not realizing that the God of heaven and earth, we was pissing him off, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? In church, they teach God's all love. That's where I say that if you provoke someone, meaning you're making them angry, if someone is provoking you, meaning they are making you angry to where you're going to do something, and we did that to God, man. We provoked him. It's like they know that, you know what I mean? I'm not God, but in heaven's like, what are you doing, man? They should, you know what I mean? They know better. And God got angry, man. And that's why we're in this situation we're in now, man. God, man. From pissing him off. Yeah,
Lucky,
you got to.
lucky. Yeah. Right. It's like a bit hard to. I'll try and explain it the best way I can. It's like our God is the invisible God, and it's hard. It sounds spooky and all that, but it's hard to grasp him in a sense. It's hard for people, especially nowadays, to understand him. If you know what I mean? Like we're reading this, what happened to us, because we refuse to do what he says. But yet we can't literally see him. So it's like, oh, I can go and serve this God, or I can follow the heathens, because look, they've got a guy there. I can see him. And we've not got, you know what I mean, like no image like that, and oh, no king. You know, and our people say, oh, we want a king like Caesar, or we want a king like the other nations. You know what I mean? Because they can see them, so they'll listen to them, or their head will be on the block. Where, you know what I mean, our God is invisible, but we can tell from reading this, we can see it clearly. If we don't, this is what will happen, and we've not, and look at the position that we're in. So that's how we know it's real, man. But you know what I mean? Yeah, if you can get what I'm trying to say, it's a bit hard.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. No, I can't even.
What's the brother's? Do you know the brother's name?
Tazarpa one.
Peace, brother. Yeah. Just in response to that. The thing is, though, the people that they're worshiping, they can't part seas, so that got shown to them. You know, none of who they were serving could do those great miracles. So though our God is invisible, he was showing his signs and his wonders, so that the rebelliousness is even more evident, because they were actually seeing those great things like the sea parting, etc., and then still went and done what they done. So even though he's invisible, they could still see his works. Do you get that?
Yeah, I understand. We're on the same page. I was just, you know, I was trying to. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So you know what I mean. As what you said, that shows how bad we are. That, you know what I mean. We
Right.
seem that the average man does not see, and it just wasn't enough. It wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, we left our God to go and serve nothing, which is in the Bible as well. It's like let's the history. Let's wrap it up and get the rest of it. Oh, it is Figueria.
So Figueria, district in Asia Minor, part of the Roman province of Asia after the death of Attalus III, 133 BCE, the last king of Pergamum. A Jewish community was established in Figueria no later than the end of the 3rd century BCE.
So that means at the 30 BC, there was a Jew community there, man. So now when you read these epistles, we was there. History shows that we was there. So in the I.S.U.P.K, when we say that it was written for only Israelites, is that far-fetched? When it always states that there was Jew communities always there, man. So not far-fetched. So when you're you know what I mean, in a camp or whatever the case may be, you don't feel a way to go, listen, this ain't written for everybody. Why? Because you got the history and the Bible. All they have is that opinion, man. All they have is what sounds right to them, but it's not the truth, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, it says Rome, so it was everyone. Well, no. I mean, if you actually take time out your life and read it, it's not for everyone, man. And then with the historical accounts, we was living there. All the places in this book, we was there, man. And that's why those epistles were written.
That's right.
Khan. According to Josephus III, the Great transported 2,000 Jewish families from Mesopotamia to Babylonia, to the fortress and most important places of Phrygia and Lydia. These Jews were to serve as military settlers to support the Seleucid monarchy.
There you go, man. So now that's the history right there, man. We was there to help fight, man. And guess what? They remain there, and that's why in the Bible, that's who he's writing to, man. Their answers that were there, and of course, not them alone. Other people got there in their own way, but the point being is, history shows how Jews got there, man. So don't let no one make you feel any way. Like I'm saying this is written only for us. Yes, and the history backs up, and the Bible.
That's right.
Too, man. You know what I mean? It's weird, like it makes you think like in the church, what are they reading, man?
Right.
You mean like you're always meeting them? I've been reading the Bible 30 years, man. Before you was born, I was reading the Bible. No, you wasn't, man.
Right.
You really wasn't, because it's saying while it's saying, and that's the problem, man. In the church, too much singing and dancing, man. Too much the tambourine and the organ, man. But none of them don't read the Bible. Even in church, with the pastor, is on about his job. I've been to church, man. Your pastor talking about his son's in university. Like, what are we talking about, man? Because my son, is in university becoming an engineer. Like, and what? Me on my job yesterday, someone else said, and you being there, you lost. Like, what are you talking about, man? Why? Because he doesn't know the Bible, man.
Correct.
You mean the reason why they do all that is because they don't know the Bible. That's why they have to sing and dance, because they don't know the Bible. That's why they talk about their son in university, daughter doing this, because they don't know the Bible.
Salakia.
Yeah, good.
And they can't, if they even knew the Bible, they couldn't teach it because they're getting money. They're getting paid basically to pacify the people. So they could not tell them the truth, otherwise they would lose their position and their seat, man, basically. You know what I mean? So they can't teach the truth.
Yeah, and also I'll add on to that, and also too, they don't want to tell anyone that you're wrong. I mean, in a church, it seems like with God is always on your side, man. In a church, if a man wants to take another man's wife, with him, the pastor is always seems to agree with him. Well, you make happier, like no, that is adultery, man.
That's
How about you tell him no? But instead, God's always on your side. And again, man, they say those things because they don't know the Bible. And at the same time, they don't want you to leave that place, man.
Right.
You tell that individual no, he's gonna leave, and with them, they want to keep everyone. And if you want to serve the Lord, you can't make everyone happy, man.
That's right.
You're gonna have to tell somebody no. Someone's wrong. In this Bible, we got laws, and someone's doing something wrong. And the problem is, in the church, they don't want to lose nobody. So it seems like God, with God, He always understands. Yeah, Pastor, I'm a thief, but God understands, man. You got bills to pay. No, man. In the Bible, you can't be a thief. How about you tell him no? Listen, you can't do that again, man. Yeah, Pastor, I know she's married, but I make her happy, man. I make her smile, man. It's in her eyes, man. All this rubbish, man. And then now, the pastor, he doesn't want him to leave. So it's like, well, God understands, man. Maybe you two are meant to be together, man. Maybe you're meant to be together, man. And God set up for you, man. Listen, that's nonsense, man. Your pastor telling you what you want to hear, and it's not what God says, man.
Right.
Read on. Any more of them? Colossians, Epistles. That's all the history. Okay, no sweat. So that's the class on that. But now there was something else I want. Oh, one more. Okay. Thessalonica. Okay. Let's grab that one as well.
The history of Jews in Thessalonica. The history of Jews of Thessalonica reaches back 2,000 years. The city of Thessalonica, also known as Salonika, housed a major Jewish community, mostly Eastern Sephardim.
All right. So now in the Thessalonians, which is the name in the Bible, there was a huge Jew community there, man.
Right.
So now, when we say that these epistles was written to them, is it far fetched? They've been living there thousands of years, hundreds of years. So what's the problem? They've been there. So you know what I mean? It doesn't seem far fetched that he writ unto them. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And now in the Bible it's saying it, and then even from the history, it's saying it too, man. Saying that you know what I
Sure.
mean, these people live there, and that's why he writ to them. In the Bible, it's writing to a certain sect of people, and then and then now from the historical account, they are there, man. You know what I mean?
That's
I can't do no more, man. I can't break it down any more easier.
right.
The Bible saying that, you know what I mean, it's written for them. And then in the history, Jews live there. Like, that's it, man. I literally can't do anymore. So, you know, when everyone goes, well, look, man, he writ to the Galatians. I know we lived in Galatia. We lived in Ephesus and
Right.
Thessalonica, Thessalonians. We lived there, and he writ to those people, not all people. The Bible is not for everybody, man.
That's
The
right.
Bible is not, you know, the remedy for mankind, man. The Bible's for the Israelites, man.
That's
Right.
right.
It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? And the Bible's saying what it's saying. I can't make it say anything else.
Right.
Anymore in history, or that was pretty much it. All right, no sweat. All right. Anyone got anything online?
Nah.
All right, no sweat. I had a second subject. You know what I mean? This is another thing. You know, you're you know what I mean, like online you see that a lot of people go, well, you know, I read the Bible for myself. I don't need to be taught, and that is nonsense, man.
Right.
That's right.
You have to be taught. You know what I mean? Someone has to learn you the Bible. If you want to become an engineer, someone you gotta be taught how to become an engineer. You can't just, you know what I mean, show up and go, you know, I'm gonna do it myself, or you're gonna have an accident, man. And likewise within the Bible, if you want to learn the Bible, you got to be taught, man. You have to learn from a man of God. Give me Nehemiah 8:8. Nehemiah 8:8.
Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. So they read in the book, in the law of God, distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading.
So now, what does this verse let you know? That you can't read the Bible by yourself. They
Right.
made understand this book distinctly. The Bible, you can read yourself. You got to learn, man.
Yeah.
And in this account here, I mean, they had to learn from this man. He gave them the understanding of this book. It's not
That's
something
right.
you read by yourself in your house. You know what I mean? A lot of times people ring me, yeah, with the I.S.U.P.K, you know, I like what you lot say, but you know me, I just read the Bible in the house. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Me, I just do it in my own space. Like, listen, you ain't gonna learn nothing, man.
Right.
Yeah.
In your mind, you think, you know, listen, man, I'm gonna learn it all. You're not, man. You have to be taught. And if you
Right.
remember, we are reading it right here that for someone to even understand the Bible, they had to learn it off a man of God. They didn't do it in the house or by themselves. They had to learn from a man. Read on. So that's like if you read that again.
Can't. So they read in the book, in the law of God, distinctly, and gave the sense.
All right.
And
Start with that. So now they gave the sense, man. Meaning,
Right.
they made them understand it. They gave the sense that, listen, in this verse right here, this is the sense of it. Meaning it's not something you can read by yourself and understand it by yourself. Someone needs to give you the sense. Someone needs to show you, well, no, this verse is talking about this. And you mean you can ask them stuff. You mean we're not saying that you just must hush and just go, yes, sir. Nah, man. If there's something you want to say it. But the point is that you have to learn, man, of a man of God. You can do yourself and forget about it, man. In religion, what's the famous one? You mean with God, He shows me this verse. You know what I mean? It's just me and the Holy Spirit, man. You know what I mean? And I just flick to this page, I flick to that page, and I get the understanding here, and I go to Revelations, and I get it here. Nah, man, that is nonsense, man. You want to learn the Bible? It's not difficult. You learn from a man of God. There you go, man. That's right, man. Why? Because if you do it by yourself, you're gonna read something. Oh, that means that, and you're wrong, man. You're wrong because you leaned onto your own understanding. You mean you read it in your own time, in your own space, and think, no, that verse means that, man. No. Listen, it says right there because this, and this, and you're wrong as well, man. You know what I mean? And that's why you shouldn't do that, man. You know what I mean? You should go to a man of God and get the sense of it, man. You had something.
Acts 8:31 as well.
Let's grab that one as well. Let's get Acts 8 and 31. 8 and
31. Acts. Acts chapter 8, verse 31. And he said, how can I? That's all.
All right, quick. Start from a verse above 20.
Above.
Yeah. No. Start from verse 28.
28. Oh, God. Verse 28. Still okay, though. Shall I start from 27?
Yeah.
Verse 27. Acts 8:27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia.
Right,
And
let's start there now. Again, people like to use this verse, a man of Ethiopia. Now, if you notice, what is the key word here, man? You mean, what lets you know that this ain't an Ethiopian? You mean, like, what's it saying? A man of Ethiopia?
Right.
What? He's not an Ethiopian by race. He's a man of Ethiopia. Meaning comes from Ethiopia, and it's going to explain what his job was. Read on.
God. From Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians.
Now, with this man, he was a guard for this woman right here. And I believe in one of the historical accounts, we was in the army of the Ephesians, or one of them. And it's the same thing here, man. We was in Ethiopia as well. And with this man here, he was a guard for this, what's her name? Candice. You know what I mean? It didn't say he was an Ethiopian, a man of Ethiopia. That's all it says, man. Read on.
God. Who had a charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship.
And he did what?
Came to Jerusalem for to worship.
So now, why is he doing this?
So, like, if I could, because he's coming to Jerusalem to worship because he's an Israelite. Because that's our custom. We would go to Jerusalem on certain days and feasts.
That's right, man. There you go, man. He's come to Jerusalem to what? Keep a holiday, man.
That's right.
He's an Israelite. A Gentile cannot do this. A non-Israelite cannot do this. So, man of Ethiopia is an Israelite. He's come to Jerusalem to do what? Keep a holy day.
That's true.
Around it. Read on.
Oh God. Verse 28. Was returning and sitting in his chariot, reading Isaiah the prophet.
So now this man, he was reading the book of Isaiah, man. Now we're gonna find out if he was like, listen, I can read Isaiah all by myself, man. It's me and the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna read a bit of Isaiah 1, then skip to Isaiah 6, and you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna get the understanding of it. Read on.
Verse 20, verse 30. Slakia, verse 29. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot.
So now he saw him reading the book of Isaiah, and he came up to him like, hang on, like, is he reading the book of Isaiah? So he approached this man. Read on.
Okay. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest?
And there you go, man. He came to man and said, do you understand what you are eating? Meaning what, like, I know you have the book of Isaiah in your hand, but guess what? Do you want to understand this book? Meaning you can't read the Bible by yourself, man. He approached him and said, you know what I mean? You want to understand this book? Read on.
Okay. Verse 31. And he said, how can I, except some man to guide me?
There you go, man. Even this man had the understanding that he can't read it by himself. It's like, how can I, except some man should guide me? Even I can't just read the book of Isaiah on my own. Someone needs to guide me. So on the internet, when you meet people, listen, man, you know what I mean? The Bible is personal, man. I read it by myself, you know what I mean? I get the understanding. No, you don't, man.
Right.
All you get is tons of opinions. That's all you're doing. You know what I mean? You end up coming with a ton of opinions. When even this man was wise enough to know, listen, someone needs to guide me.
Cool.
I just can't read it by myself. You know what I mean? I need someone who understands the book, who's going to guide me. Read on.
God, how can I accept some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
And there you go, man. He decided that he would sit with him and do what? Break down the book of Isaiah. Meaning, this man of Ethiopia, he was humble enough to understand that he didn't know the Bible, man. And knew that someone had to learn him. And then guess what? When it was all said and done, he learned the book of Isaiah, man. So all that internet stuff, you know what I mean? Me, myself, and I, you know what I mean? I got my Bible, my lexicon, a Bible dictionary. And you know what I mean? They think they're going to learn it all by themselves. You're not, man. You're going to lean onto your own understanding and not understand the Bible. You think you are, but you're really not, man.
Right.
Read on.
Oh, so like and he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. Verse 32, the place of the scripture which he read was this: he was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer. So
now in the book of Isaiah, you find this exact verse right here. And the man, he didn't understand it. Now, of course, talking about Hawashai, but of course, you know what I mean? He didn't know. And guess what? He learned that day, man.
That's right.
And he learned it from a man. No, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that was, you know what I mean? It was just a simple thing as a man taught him what it means. It wasn't mystical and mythological. A man taught him what that verse in Isaiah meant, man. Simple as that. Look, we're good. Slack, if someone has something online. All right, no sweat. Let's get Isaiah 28 and 9.
Yeah, if I may comment on. So basically, when the eunuch was reading Isaiah and he gave him the understanding of Christ dying for the Israelites, which are scattered abroad, So let him know that he can come back into the fold under Christ.
There you
Is
go,
that,
man. So,
yeah,
so now, even the verse that's talking about with Christ dying for who? Israelites.
that's
And
right.
of course, in your own time, as you read on down, he explains that. Listen, man, you know what I mean? That like in that verse, it's the Messiah, man, showing you again that this man of Ethiopia wasn't an Israelite again in the
That's
context. All right, let's get Isaiah 28 and 9.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
So now the Lord is asking something, meaning who's gonna understand his doctrine? Why?
right.
Because you know what I mean, even back then, like now, there was many doctrines. You know what I mean, some people believed in this religion, that ideology. So God's saying, who is gonna learn my doctrine? Read on.
That's right.
And I'm gone. Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Meaning what? You gotta be an a baby, man. You gotta drop all what you thought you knew. And you know what I mean, and
Right.
that's every single one of us, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I came in here, I thought I knew many things, man. Until shown that I was wrong. They're like, you know what? I don't know as much as I think I do, man. And that's how you gotta be, man. You gotta be at that baby stage where, like, listen, you know what? I don't know nothing, man. I mean, I thought I did. I thought, I thought that I had an understanding on this verse, and I was wrong, man. And if you want to understand the doctrine of the Lord, you gotta drop everything, man. You can't
Right.
come in, well, you're right here, but over here, I believe this now, man. You gotta start afresh, man. And with that, I'm gonna hand it over to priest and officer of 5,000.